Today, we're diving into one of the biggest questions retirees ask. Where does all the money actually go? And more importantly, how does my spending compare to the average retiree? Studies show that retirees spend roughly 80% of their income, yes, 80%, on just five major categories. These categories determine whether your retirement budget holds strong or falls apart. So in today's video, we're breaking down the five areas that eat up almost all retirement income, how much the average retiree spends, how to compare your numbers, and smart tips to lower those costs without lowering your quality of life. Stick around because category number 5 is the one retirees always underestimate, and it's the one that causes the most financial stress later in life. Before we jump in, make sure you like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video that helps you protect your retirement money. Let's get started. Why spending patterns change in retirement. Retirement spending is different from spending during your working years. Your income is more predictable, but also more limited. Meanwhile, your expenses shift dramatically. Most retirees spend more time at home, travel earlier in retirement, face rising healthcare costs, adjust lifestyle habits, experience changes in mobility and daily routine. And that's exactly why spending consolidates into a small handful of categories. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your money should be going and where it may be leaking. Let's dive into category number 1, which is by far the biggest. Category number 1, housing. Housing is the largest expense for retirees, even for those who have paid off their mortgage. Yes, even if your home is free, housing still costs money. That's because retirees continue paying property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance and repairs, HOA fees, utilities, yard care, roof replacements, appliance failures, plumbing issues. On average, retirees spend 30 to 35% of their income on housing alone. If you're thinking that sounds high, remember, homes get older, things break, costs rise, and retirees often underestimate how expensive home upkeep becomes. Let's talk about why housing creates budget stress. Rising property taxes. These go up almost every year in most states. Hidden maintenance costs, roof replacements, HVAC systems, foundation repairs. These can cost thousands. Oversized homes. Many retirees stay in houses designed for raising a family, not enjoying retirement. Utility bills. Bigger spaces equals bigger bills. Insurance price hikes. Flood, fire, and weather events have pushed insurance premiums up nationwide. How do you compare? Ask yourself, what percentage of your income goes towards housing? Have you budgeted for long-term maintenance? Do you plan to downsize or age in place? If housing is taking up more than 35% of your retirement income, your budget may be strained, especially 10 to 20 years from now. Now let's move to category number 2, which surprises a lot of people. Category number 2, healthcare. Healthcare is the second biggest retirement expense, and it's the one most retirees worry about, and for good reason. Even with Medicare, retirees face premiums, deductibles, copays, out-of-pocket medical bills, prescription drug costs, dental, vision, hearing care, long-term care needs, over-the-counter medications. Healthcare typically eats up 15 to 20% of retirement income. Why so high? Because as we age, doctor visits increase, prescription lists grow, insurance coverage becomes more complicated, mobility issues can require support or equipment, and the big wild card, long-term care. The average cost of assisted living, memory care, or in-home caregiving can crush your retirement budget. If you haven't planned for long-term care, your future financial stability may be at risk, even if everything looks good right now. How do you compare? Ask yourself, are you paying for supplemental insurance? Are you budgeting for dental and vision care Medicare doesn't cover? Do you track your prescription spending? If healthcare is consuming over 20% of your income now, brace yourself. Costs typically rise with age. All right, let's move into category number 3, food and groceries. Food seems like a small thing until you realize it's one of the top 3 places retirees spend money. Between groceries, takeout, and restaurants, Retirees spend around 12 to 15% of their income on food. Why food becomes a bigger portion of spending in retirement. Inflation hits groceries hard. Food inflation has outpaced average inflation for years. Eating out becomes a social activity. Retirees often meet friends for lunches, brunches, and dinners. Cooking habits change. Some retirees cook less as they age. Health-focused diets cost more. Fresh produce and specialty foods aren't cheap. Grandchildren, if you know, you know. How do you compare? Ask yourself, how often do you eat out? Do you meal plan? Are you overspending due to convenience? Have rising food costs hit your budget hard? If your food spending is above 15%, you're probably feeling the pressure. Next up is category number 4, one that's both fun and financially dangerous. Category number 4, transportation. Transportation remains a major cost in retirement, usually 10 to 15% of income. We're talking about car payments. Yes, many retirees still have them. Gas, insurance, repairs, tires, oil changes, registration fees, occasional ride shares, public transportation. Why transportation stays expensive in retirement. Older cars equals more repairs. Surprise repairs can cost thousands. Rising insurance premiums. Rates increase with age in many states. Travel habits. Retirees often drive more early in retirement. Car prices are at historic highs. Buying a new car can burn through savings. Transportation costs are more often underestimated because people think retirement equals less commuting, but retirees still drive to appointments, social events, errands, and family. How do you compare? Ask yourself, do you have a car payment? Are you saving for repairs? Have insurance premiums increased? Do you drive more or less than before? If you're over 15%, your transportation budget may need tweaking. Now let's move into the final category, one even financially savvy retirees underestimate. Category number 5, entertainment, travel, and lifestyle. This category is the most fun, but it's also the most notorious for breaking budgets. Retirees spend about 10 to 15% of their income here, but some spend far more. This category includes vacations, cruises, hobbies, golf, gym memberships, shows and events, grandchildren activities, shopping, gifts, seasonal travel, campsites, and RV trips. While retirees underestimate these costs, free time equals more spending opportunities. Early retirement is often the go-go years. Travel gets more expensive every year. Hobbies can cost more than you expect. Helping family becomes a bigger expense. Enjoying retirement is important, but overspending early can lead to regrets later. How do you compare? Ask yourself, are you spending more on travel than you planned? Do hobbies cost more than expected? Are you giving more to family than you budgeted for? Has lifestyle inflation crept in? If entertainment spending is above 15%, you may need a reset. So those are the 5 categories where retirees spend 80% of their income: housing, healthcare, food, transportation, entertainment, and lifestyle. Now the big question, how do you compare? Drop a comment below. Which of these categories surprises you most? Where is your biggest spending area? What change do you want to make next year? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Take care of your money, and I'll see you in the next video.